So, what are some things that we can do on the physical side? Um, since everything's interconnected, is this like the cold plunge, breath work, exercise? Like, what are some actual practical things? Like, hey, you're feeling this way. Maybe it's just because you need sleep, or maybe it's just because you have eaten nothing but packaged foods for the last 2 days and you don't have any real nutrition in your body and your brain can't even feed off of the energy that you're giving it. And that's why you feel foggy. Or what are some actual practical ways that this kind of shows up in our daily lives, especially how it affects our mind?
The first one I'm going to say might sound so simplistic that some listeners might even roll their eyes. And the first foundational connection to rebuild is that you're living in a body. And I say this for the many of us who are always lost in thought, always in our mind, somewhere else, as I call it, on my spaceship, where I don't really even know where I'm at, but I'm definitely not attuned to my physical body. I might only tune in when I have a screaming headache, or right when I'm so tense, I'm like buckled over, and I might not even tune in then. So really consciously learning how to shift that focus of attention from my endless worry-based thoughts, from that blank mind, again, that might be that state of nervous system shut down, and learning how to be present in my body. And then once I'm present in my body, what I might be met with is tension, discomfort, feelings that have been accumulating for some of us decades of our life, which makes it really understandable why I don't want to pay attention and why that body doesn't feel safe. So when I really labor this point of rebuilding that foundational connection to our body, it is so important, so simple, yet so foundational. Because if I'm paying most attention somewhere else, to my mind, to the external environment, as well, I'm not able to then, beautiful suggestions you made, tune into how food makes me feel. Do I feel, revitalized when I eat, or do I feel lethargic? What about sleep, right? Am I impacted by the amount of hours? Most of us as humans don't sleep to the extent that we need to sleep. Can I begin to pay attention to how I'm moving my body, releasing the tension by stretching, by gentle movement? Can I also build in restful moments? That's just as important. Resting my muscles, allowing my body to repair, as moving them is. Can I tune into the way my body is breathing, learning how to breathe in a grounded way from my belly as opposed to quick from my chest? These are all things that we gain access to once we begin to pay attention to our body. So for me, I can't stress how important that is, which could mean just beginning to become present to yourself during your day. One of the tools, it's so simple, I like to suggest, because most of us walk around with a cell phone. So whether you're setting an alarm on your cell phone, writing some Post-it notes, maybe, on the mirror, posting it that you walk by at a certain time during the day, and giving yourself a reminder. When that reminder alert goes off, when you walk by that Post-it note, in that moment, first just tune into, where is your attention? Were you fully present in your body in the experience of walking from room to room, or whatever it is that you're doing when your alarm goes off on your phone? Or is your attention somewhere else? And I imagine the large majority of listeners will come to find that they're not present in their bodies. They're not even tuning into how it is that their body feels. So really rebuilding that connection then does open the door to those other practical suggestions, where we can intentionally now shift the way my body is feeling, release some of that stress or that tension that's in my body that's been accumulating over time, and even begin to make sense of the emotional experience of my physiological body, because that's what emotions are. They register in my body. Things happen that I can feel, assuming I'm paying attention to my body.